It's about average quality of player. All truly great MLS players reside in one or two teams. The rest of them are middling. Spread of quality players and average talent level is very important. And you just described the problem with literally every single European league, including the top 5 leagues, but also the rest of Europe, which it's much, much worse. And the MLS, the complete opposite is true, because the MLS has baked in parity because we have a salary cap. That salary cap prevents any one team from outspending the rest of the league, creating huge imbalances in the level of play. So every team in the MLS has similar levels of talent compared to the other teams. And this is true for all 29 teams in the MLS, and it will be true for all 30 next year when San Diego FC joins. But in Europe, we'll take, for example, the Dutch Eredivisie. Almost all of the talent is concentrated in Feyenoord, PSV, and Ajax, where the rest of the league really is middling to just outright bad. Some of the bottom teams in the Eredivisie are just not good at all. But the MLS, that's not the case. And the other thing, and this is actually something that works against the MLS, we have 29 teams and we'll have 30 teams. So one could actually make the argument that we're spreading our talent thin compared to the rest of the world. So if we were to take that same talent and concentrate it into 20 teams, or even 18 like the Bundesliga, or even 16 like the Belgian league, we could see a much higher level of soccer already with the same exact talent that the MLS currently has. And I would bet you money it would take that Opta ranking of 9th place and move us up to 6th place, and we might even give 5th place a run for its money. But this is not an issue with MLS. And as MLS progresses, this is likely to stay the same because we see these salary caps in most American sports. The NFL also has a salary cap despite it being the wealthiest and richest professional sports league in the world. It's just its salary cap is incredibly high, so it allows them to spend very big money. In the future, I'm hoping MLS comes close to that high of a salary cap so they can spend that kind of money. But what we're likely to see in the next 10, 15, 20 to 30 years is the MLS is going to make its way into the top 5 leagues in the world. But no individual MLS team is likely to crack into that top 10 to 20 clubs in the world. And the reason for this is going to be the salary cap baking in that parity. What you're going to see, and if we compare it to the Premier League in 20 years' time, this is what I expect to happen. There will be 30 MLS teams, maybe even 32 or 34, and every single one of them would be good enough to not get relegated from the English Premier League, but almost none of them would be good enough to win the English Premier League. Our best 2 to 3 teams might be able to compete for a Champions League or Europa League spot, but they wouldn't be able to win it. However, if you have 30 teams that are good enough to play in that league, it's a very good argument that it's an equally as good league, maybe even a slightly better and more competitive league, because you don't have these giants like Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool beating up on minnows. And I like that. And it's in tune with American sports, where we like having parity and like having different champions every single year. And the MLS keeps providing different champions. It gives every team a chance to win a championship, which is something we can't say about most European leagues, where the same 2 or 3 teams win it every single season.